Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel called Charity Safe Haven, where I talk about life as a practicing nutritionist. I share practical tips to those upcoming nutritionists or those people who are thinking about joining my club or joining this profession. Just know I got you. I'm your girl, I'm your plug, and you can show support by subscribing, guys. Please subscribe. The button is just the red button. Subscribe. Join my small family of Charity Safe Haven, where we aim to be the best versions of ourselves, and I aim to help those people who are thinking about eating nutrition or just thinking of getting into this space. Just know I'm your girl. Today being a Tuesday, welcome to Nutrition Talk series. An episode is usually out every Tuesday at 10 a.m. So you can do this by turning on your notification so that you can be notified every time a new episode is out. And I'm actually enjoying this serene place, the birds singing, everything. So let's dive into today's episode. So today I'm going to be talking about how to take care of yourself as a practicing nutritionist in Kenya or in any other part of the world where you face a lot of challenges like we do. This episode is yours, so just learn how to put yourself first, take care of yourself first so that you can be able to take care of those patients or clients or whoever comes to you for your service. So the first tip I'll share with you, and some of these tips are per my own experiences as a practicing nutritionist and the time I've practiced. So the first tip is to make sure you eat healthy. And I feel like this is something that most of us overlook, but looking at most of us as practicing nutritionists or dietitians, do we really practice what we tell our clients, our patients to eat healthy? Do we nourish our bodies? Or do we just run on fumes, water, sodas, and fast food? I feel like the most important thing as a practicing dietitian or nutritionist is to always make sure you take care of you first, body-wise, and this will come about you watching what you eat. I know sometimes it's very difficult because this point I'm talking to myself, and this I encourage you to consume a healthy diet. I know sometimes even especially when you work in the hospital, our schedules are always so busy. Find that the day goes by and you've not even had a snack or had lunch or had the evening snack. You just like sometimes even you don't take breakfast. So find that you leave your house, you get to work, you're busy, and then a day ends, you've just eaten one meal, and then you're telling your clients, your patients to eat healthy. So it's just good to practice what you preach, and this will start with you eating and consuming what you're telling your clients to consume. And then the second point is to stay hydrated. I know this is also a point related to the first point. I feel like most of us, I usually encourage people around me to just always have a bottle of water by them. They're sold in the streets. I'll leave a photo of mine. I have different measurements. I have for 500, I have for 1 liter, I have for 1.5 and for 2 liters. And depending on how I'm feeling during that day, I just take the water. So I make sure at least I've taken 2 liters. But I usually want to encourage people to take water as per your the factors around you, that is your weight, the climatic condition, especially if you're in hot areas, and especially during this cold season. I know most of us weren't hydrating well because the water tasted funny and it's so cold, and you're just wondering, how am I going to take that cold water? You know, I know most of us didn't hydrate properly, and for me, I'm all about hydration because the water we take in our bodies just going to performing different functions. If you want to know about these functions, follow me on my social media platforms where I share nutrition and nutrition related information. Yeah. The third self-care tip I want to share is to ensure you get adequate rest. I know this is a trivial thing for me to talk about, but I know most of us don't sleep well, especially when you get past a certain age and you're constantly thinking about so many things, how to establish your business, how to help your clients. When that you work into the night, you get just 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and you know it's recommended to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep, guys. Like I leave a research here that shows that. So I know most of us are not getting sufficient sleep, and if you don't get sufficient sleep, you're not nourishing your physical form. There are bodily functions that are always performed when you're at rest. We measure that at BMR and leave it there with the definition of it. So it's just good to get adequate rest so that you can wake up the next day feeling refreshed, rejuvenated, for you to be to be able to help your clients. But if you don't sleep well, you'll have bags under your eyes, you'll be irritable, and then you'll not be at your best, you'll not be productive. And I always tell you guys, know the difference between being productive and being busy. So just sleep well and make sure you wake up feeling productive. Yeah. Another important tip I want to share from my own perspective, and this has really helped me in the course of all the practicing time, is movement. Ensure you're active. Like I know most of us, we tell people just exercise, but most of us don't exercise at all. Like we tell our clients to exercise, but most of us, we don't have time to exercise, or we're just lazy. I don't know how to call it, but I know most of us don't move. So exercising goes into helping you burn off that stress, especially if you're working in a very stressful environment, very toxic environment. Exercising will really help you burn off those excess energy that will make you want to lash out to management if they don't do what you want them to do. So it's just good to exercise. It will help with weight management. It will help boost your mood, and it will just do a good it has like beneficial to your body. And the moment you start moving, you start feeling good about yourself, and you'll be able to give your best to your clients. Another helpful tip is to practice stress management, especially like I said, in Kenya, being a nutritionist is extremely difficult. So please find ways to manage your stress and not bottling up things. And this is from my own experience. There was a period in my first employment, I used to want to be like a people pleaser, and I used to want to show like I can do anything. So I used to not speak up for myself. So I used to just bottle up everything. When the bottle was full, hell broke loose, and it wasn't a pretty sight. So I don't encourage someone to avoid. Just find coping mechanisms for your stress. If you don't like confrontation, please don't put yourself in a place where you'll have, there are things you can change and there are things you cannot change. Those are the internal triggers and the external triggers. So you have to find ways to just cope with what stresses you. Finding your stressors, those are your trigger stress, and then know how to properly manage your stress, especially if you're facing deadlines, you're stressed. Because if you don't manage your stress, guys. Another tip I want to talk about, guys, is setting boundaries for yourself as a nutritionist. I like saying on most of my videos is most of us, when we're just starting out, we want to appear like we are available, we are go-getters and everything. So you find out that you don't have those boundaries, and if you don't have the work-life balance, it can really take a toll on you. You can be easily burnt out. And when you're burnt out, you'll not be able to do anything because you'll be irritable, you'll be lashing out at people, people will be taking advantage of you, people will be just crossing your boundaries because they know you are a people pleaser. So just learn how to set boundaries with you, your colleagues, differentiate your work and your personal life. Learning to say no if you do not want to do something. If you're into business, schedule your working hours and your non-working hours, and don't ever compromise it for anyone. Because I feel like when you start compromising, okay, there are a little bit of, sometimes you need to compromise to be able to like meet each other, but there are times you can't compromise. So learn how to know when to compromise and when not to compromise. And if your boundaries are very important to you, don't ever take it. Don't let anyone make you waver, especially I feel like when it comes to payment. I know most of us, we are not paid well. Yeah. So most jobs don't know the job description of a nutritionist. So you'll find that when you get to a new place, you're constantly being told to do things that are not of your job description. So please learn how to set those boundaries for yourself. Actually find a place like this and just sit down and ask yourself, will I be able to take this, or will I be able not to take this? Can I bend my will to do this? this is not what I can't compromise, and all those things, so that if you're assertive, people will take you seriously. And I promise you guys, it's true. Learn to schedule your break times. If you need a break from work, please take it. Have a realistic expectation, especially if you're starting your business or if you're going to a new job, or in your job. Learn to manage your expectation. Know what you can take and know what you cannot take. It's very, very important. Another tip is to seek support from your family, from your friends, especially if you're really, really going through a lot, because practicing nutrition in Kenya is extremely difficult. And I usually tell most of my friends, please, if you have a friend who is a nutritionist, learn to check up on them, because we are going through a lot. I mean, just getting a job, staying in that job, learning to be taken seriously, fighting with the government, always fighting to be recognized is very, very important for you to seek support, seek emotional support, seek mental health support. If you feel like your mental health is not okay, this is a safe space. You can come to my comment section, leave your comments, and I will get back to you. You'll find a big community on LinkedIn, in this WhatsApp groups. Learn how to seek support if you need it. Another tip is learn to engage in activities that make you you. That's why it's good to differentiate your work and your personal life. Find hobbies that you love to do. Just do activities that centers you and brings you and reminds you of being you. Because if you're in a very stressful environment, sometimes you can forget to just take a step back, breathe in, and just take in what is happening. Like if nature walk is your thing, for me nature walk is I'm very keen on nature walks. Usually just once in a week, just take wear my sports shoes, my sports gear, and I leave home and just go and walk around alone, listening to music or not music, just centering my thoughts and reminding myself of who I am. It's very, very important, especially if you're in a very stressful environment. Also, if reading is your thing, if hiking, traveling is your thing, meeting up with friends, please don't ever stop doing that. Continue doing that. It will help you just remain centered. Another helpful tip I'll share is please continue improving and working on yourself. Go back to school if you have the funds and the resources. Continue doing developmental courses, learning new skills. Just work on improving what you already have, because I feel like at this day and day, just doing nutrition alone is not cutting it, because we are a lot of us with limited resources. You'll find that if you don't set yourself aside by doing these specialized courses, just doing something to set yourself aside and have an added advantage over everyone who is looking for that particular job, it's just good to do that. The last tip I'll share with you guys is to practice self-compassion. I know it gets to a point sometimes when you don't achieve what you had set your mind to achieve. If you're a nutritionist and you've not gotten a job where you wanted to get a job, you can be unkind to yourself. You can have negative self-talk. Please, the same compassion you share to your clients, to your patients, please leave some for yourself. Please, 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 be kind. In your alone time, watch what you say to yourself. Mirror work. It's very, very important to always be kind and be positive. Practice positive affirmation. They've really helped me, especially when I was at that toxic work environment. I used to practice a lot of positive affirmation, and they really, really went a long way to helping me rebuild my self-worth, my self-esteem, myself, just everything self. It's just good, okay? That's all I had for you guys today. There'll be a lot of commotion on this video. Thank you so much for staying till the end. I really appreciate you guys. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on all my social media platforms. I really appreciate you guys. Until next time, bye.